Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yolking Around, episode 31. Here I am with my great friend, Fonzie.
Hey, what's up, Derek? Thank you for having me today.
Bro, thank you for accepting this invitation.
Oh, bro, it was no-brainer. No-brainer. It's a cool vibe. It's a cool vibe here. I dig it.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
A lot of work has been put in these four walls. We started small, and then eventually, I expanded the whole thing, and now you have the studio there. It's in front of you.
It's dope, man. My 4-year-old cousin has a room decorated like this too. She's scared, but
yeah, I know. I'm like a little kid. I really am, though. I really am.
That's not a bad thing, dude.
Yeah.
It's good if you're a good kid at heart, you know.
Yeah.
It's always nice. You see simplicity in things better than other people, I guess.
Yeah. I hate how we have to rush to be adults.
Totally. Yeah.
Before, everybody wants to be an adult. Everybody wants to already be there. And now it's reversed, I'm like, no, I think I want to, not be childish, but just enjoy the simplicity of things, and
just
find
not having
beauty
as
in
many responsibilities as we do now,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you were like that too. When I was younger, I was like, yeah, I want to be an adult. It sounds cool. And then now that I'm here, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's
Dude.
just so much decisions. Like, you didn't have to think about love. You didn't have to think about grades as much. Responsibility.
Rent.
Oh my fuck, dude.
Oh my god, that's my number one.
Have you ever been in a tough situation with rent?
I've been in a sticky situation, I guess, but never. I've definitely asked for money, from friends, bro, I don't have enough for rent this month. I'll pay you next week and whatnot. Yeah, dude, I've been in a tough spot, but also I've been in a cool spot. So I don't know. I want to take the best of both situations.
Yeah.
Definitely when you're up here, it makes you look back and say damn, I was there.
Yeah.
But once you go back, you're I know I can get up there if
Yeah.
I really want to.
Yeah. It's a decision.
Decisions, man. It's a mentality too.
A mentality.
Yeah,
it really is the mentality, because I feel like a lot of the times we're in bad situations and we just think, I can't get out of this rut, but there is power in just saying, no, you know what, I know where I was, I know what I'm capable of, and I'm in the shit show right now, but I can get out of it and just continue and actually do something with myself.
Dude, and that's the thing, dude. That's the thing. It's all about a matter of perspective. I get friends that are I'm not getting out of this one. I can't do this. I'm like, bro, of course you can, dude. I'll help you out. I'll give you a hand, but don't doubt yourself, because the moment you start doubting yourself, you might put yourself in a deeper hole where you are.
Yeah,
now.
End up sucking dick somewhere and for
man.
just trying to make rent, dude. Don't even ask.
You end up in the next block here in Clifton.
Yeah, yes. I live. You saw where I live. I live.
Yeah.
They actually. This is no cap. I don't know if you were on my Snapchat then, but they murdered a neighbor 2 houses from here. Literally on the third.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, apartment that you were on.
Yes.
Somebody got shot and
bad way.
Yeah, dude, it was at night. I remember I was in my living room and I hear screams, right?
Yeah.
I hear people saying you're a monster. And then the other person didn't say anything, which was weird. It was they were talking to themselves or something. And it was a couple. These two. Yeah. This story is kind of weird, man. Okay. So it was a couple, right? And they lived in there. And this the girl was like, "You're a fucking monster. You're a monster." And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I kind of peeked outside, but you see how my house is to the corner.
Yes.
It's hard to see over there, but it also gives you a nice space and privacy, or a sense of it.
Yeah.
So
a sense of it.
A sense of it. Yeah, a sense of it. I hear a snap, bah, and I'm like, holy shit, what was that? And I was like, fuck. I look outside the window, I'm looking, and there's nothing, and I'm just
man.
and I'm like, what the fuck was that? "You monster! What did you do?" Then I started hearing, "What did you do? What did you do?" And then another 2 shots, pa pa. And I'm like, okay, somebody's fucking dead. Like that
Someone
was a
got
gun.
capped.
That was a gun. Yeah, somebody just got capped out there. And I call the cops. You know, I come upstairs. Actually, I was looking out this window, and I see. I'm doing this phone call, and the cops are already like all over the block, just fucking busting all the way through. And I'm like, holy shit! There's a fucking assassin on the loose, a murder on the loose here in my fucking whereabouts.
Were you shitting your pants, dude?
I was honestly, I did turn off the lights. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I'm like motherfucker, like you know, try me in the dark.
Yeah, yeah.
Try me in the dark. And you know, they ended up getting him. You know, they busted him. He was like butt naked. Apparently, he was tripping out on shrooms bad or something, some sort of psychedelic.
We were just talking about psychedelics
Yeah,
earlier
exactly.
today. Yeah.
And the dude was, I got to see him get carried into the police car, and he was like, just laughing maniacally and just like a crazy man, like, you guys can't do anything and blah blah blah. So fast forward a little bit, this shit goes down, and then you know, there's detectives all over the fucking area. They come knocking on my door, and they're like, hey, what did you see, what did you hear, all that shit. And I let him know, hey, it just happened like this is all I can remember. And then I look to my left, and I see the dead body.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, I see the dead body of my neighbor. She was like, I never have talked to my neighbors because they're weirdos. I you know, I'm a weirdo too, you know, but we just weird weirdos.
Different kinds of weirdos.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Different kinds of weirdos.
And we just don't like really match. And but yeah, she died, and she was out there for like fucking hours. And then the next day, you know, you want to know what the crazy thing was? That the next day, everything on that sidewalk was cleaned.
What?
Like nothing had happened. Nothing.
Good
They
cover,
fucking
man.
cleaned the blood. Like you would never think that there was a murder. Apparently, this guy started tripping out, thinking that she was some sort of demon.
Oh,
And the dude was a security guard and shot her dead. And then, so I did some investigating on my side. All this shit, you know, they wanted me to go testify. Thank God I never did, you know, because I'm like, I don't want to. That's to a Mexican, that's just like, bro, I got to work. You know, like, I got other shit to do, you know. It's just like, and I started doing investigating. And apparently, I read the articles and shit because he made like national news.
Fuck.
Yeah, he made national news. My little fucking side apartment made national news. And
were you in the back?
It's like, hey, trying to get some sort of clout out of somebody's fucking. That's horrible.
Hey, you see that person behind the dead body? That's your homie, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the one with the triple homicide. Oh yeah.
That was me.
And I investigated, and it turns out that they had a YouTube channel.
No shit.
Yeah, and they actually had quite a bit of subscribers on there, and they did videos in there about like polyamorous relationships and all sorts of like kinky weird shit. And it was just.
Do you
like,
have the phone number of these people?
We went upstairs to clean up after the fact. The landlord.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, help! The place was a mess. It was trashed. You know, people be clean. Jesus Christ."
Oh.
We go upstairs, and the dude is funny. You know, he's like this skinny white, you know, realtor. You know,
Jerry.
Jerry. I think that was his name. Something Jerry. Hey, you know, and we go upstairs, and fucking hey, dude,
was it a sex dungeon,
bro? It was. So that's why we go, and you know those little tables that you used to sit in the sofa so that you can eat.
Yeah.
So there was one of those, right? Somebody was using it as a fucking some sort of desk, and there was condoms, condoms on the fucking counter thing, and then like some lube on the side, and the Jerry. The realtor,
yes.
The fake realtor, was like, "Whoa, they must have been some sort of freaks, huh?" And I just started busting out laughing, bro.
Oh man, yeah, that's wild. Talking about rough spots, man. my last apartment, the one prior to this one, I was living like in Grand Junction, in 16th Street and North, like that apartment complex.
Yeah.
Like it's full of crackheads and crazy people. I was living there, man.
Yeah.
My neighbor, it was so bad. He would beat his girlfriend, man. It was so bad. I have to call the cops so many times on them, dude. Like I literally heard the girl saying like, "You're going to kill me, like stop it," and whatnot. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do besides calling the cops, man? And like, oh man, it was so tough, man. It's so tough. Like sometimes like I would just like sleep myself, try to sleep myself, and like I'll hear like them fighting on this side, and like I'll close the window like at night, and like, oh man, it was so bad. And my neighbors from downstairs, they'll smoke like crack or something. I could smell it. I'm like, bro, like,
fuck.
They're doing.
Does it have like a distinct smell? Crack? I've never been around crack, so just cocaine.
It smells like could have been meth, but it had like a burnt rubber kind of smell. It was disgusting.
Something gross.
It was gross, man. It was gross.
Don't smoke crack, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, don't. Yeah. Well, speaking of like, my thing about like, there's no such thing as a good or bad drug, because from the point of view of a chemist, I guess like.
Yeah, because you studied chemistry, right?
Yeah, I am a chemistry major. Yeah, I am a chemistry major, and I'm about to graduate.
Congrats, bro.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, from the point of view of myself as a chemist, it's like there's no such thing as a good or bad drug. It's like there's this substance, there's this organic molecule that just, it's either man-made or it's found in nature, that it's just there, it just exists, and it's just like how we interact with them.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, we're talking about like how people like, you have to be in the right state of mind sometimes to drink. Yeah. Because like they can put you, a drink can put you like in a, I don't know, like a loophole of just depression. Like, like my girlfriend broke up with me. Oh, I lost my job, and I keep drinking, and like you keep
feeding into that.
Yeah. But so yeah, just going back to like, there's no such thing as a good or bad drug. There's definitely drugs I wouldn't like to try. One of them being crack for sure.
Yeah. Like there's drugs that are.
It's just like. Not my cup of tea, I guess. Not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I like my teeth.
Yeah, you know, I like my teeth. I like my sanity too.
Yeah, I like my sanity. I don't want to be scratching and itching, you know. And
oh man, dude. Yeah, and there was so many people like that around like where I was living, and it was just a bad spot. Like so many. I would just avoid being at home at that point.
Yeah.
You know? Like I would stay up late at like a homies or something. I just didn't want to interact with my neighbors at that point. Yeah. It was awful, man.
You know, he was beating her. I mean, what the fuck? How do you even look at a guy? I don't look at a guy with respect at that point.
No, man. You know? No. How could you do that to someone else, man? Yeah. How couldn't you do that? And oh man, there was one time the cops came, dude.
Oh,
and
shit.
like, como vieja chismosa.
Yeah, you know,
like I was just like looking and like. I was like, because I called the cops. I was the one that called, and like I was just looking and like.
I wonder if they ever thought it's like, it's probably that fucking guy with the hat.
Yeah, probably, probably. They saw this like preppy Mexican dude. They're like, it's that guy. It's definitely that guy. But yeah, I was looking and like the girl was in total distress, man. Like she was crying and shaking and whatnot, and like they separated them. And, like, the cops didn't do anything, dude. They didn't do anything. And, like, I don't know, she didn't want to press charges or anything. So
she was probably terrified.
Yeah, dude. And, like, I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I don't know what's, like, the, I guess the deciding point where, like, oh, like, it's not, like, a probable cause. Like, he's doing it. But, like, man, like, I'm seeing the girl's total distress. And, like, someone's calling your office saying that, like, they can hear, like, how she's getting beat up.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's tough, man. And like I'm like, what makes you like just decide to leave? And like no bashing on like GJPD, like no bashing at all. Like but like I'm like, oh my God, like you're seeing the girls like distressed, like all rolled up and like
she got beat the fuck up, and and it was that dude with the ball head right there, and you're not doing fucking shit about it.
It's like, oh man, like I don't know, poor girl. I really hope she's out of that situation, man. But like,
it's toxic, man.
It's so toxic, man. But also at the same time, if it ain't toxic, I don't want it.
That's funny.
I'm just kidding. A little bit of toxicity. Everyone likes that.
Well, with the whole thing with toxic is just like, there's ages where you're toxic. You know, I feel like when I was immature, younger, I was definitely a toxic dude. Like there's ages. It's your level of maturity and the level of understanding of the other person's feelings.
Yeah.
The more selfish you are, the higher the risks of you being toxic. And
Yes.
you just wanna grow out of it.
Yes.
At least it's what I think. I think
Give a mature step.
give a mature step.
Yeah.
But that's the decision of the man, at that point, or the woman to do it.
Yeah.
That's doesn't have to do. I don't need to find the right one. It's not about that. It's about fucking finding yourself first and maturing and leaving those toxic traits aside and learning from your mistakes and saying, you know what, I fucked that person up. That's fucked up of me. And actually, like, saying, you know what, never again, not moving on, and making that promise to yourself and moving on.
Always try to like, what's it called? I like this quote that says, or this phrase that says, like, not because it works, it means like it cannot be improved. Like, and
I like that.
I like to like call myself a work in progress all the time, because you have to be constantly in progress, just like trying to better yourself in all the aspects of your life. Every day I try to achieve to be like a better worker or a better student or a better son or a better boyfriend or a better brother. And like that's, I'm always a work in progress myself. I'm always like, there's always a little thing that you have to work on yourself. Always.
It's the beauty of being humans. Just like finding, if we were perfect, life would be quite boring, I think, just because we wouldn't have anything to fix. I think God, in a sense, did something like that, all knowing, knew that he needed that the human needed some sort of negativity in their life to make life worth living.
If life was perfect, it would be, like you said, it would be boring. There's no challenge. There's no thrive. There's no like, what's it called? There's no desire to achieve something. It's just like everything's perfect. Like it would be boring. And dude, like humans, I think we're cool beings, dude. We're pretty cool. Like I'm a humanist in like the sense of what's it called, like what humans have achieved, like through like like for example, how are we gonna transport ourselves from here to here? They came out with a car. They came out with like a bicycle.
Some lazy motherfucker was like, you know what? I'm tired of fucking carrying these fucking rocks uphill. And knowing that there's a better way to do it.
And like it's just so cool. Like I'm a humanist in that sense that like because of there's an issue, we look for a solution. Like how can we like improve this? And my good homie Ernesto, and rest in peace.
Jesus Christ, I got dark.
He always tell me, bro.
I'm sorry.
No. Like sorry. It was bad wording there. But like he will always tell me, bro, if you don't like something, change it. But you're not gonna change it. Learn to live with it. And like that has always stuck with me, dude. Like the moment I don't like something, I'm like, well, how can I change it? And like, is it really worth it living like this? Like, no. So I better change it. And like, dude. Like humans were pretty cool.
I feel like... Oh, sorry. Continue.
But although I prefer animals over people. always.
You still like a good cat, a good dog.
Yeah, dude. Like, just I don't know, a furry friend. Like, you can go home and just pet, like, just to, like, leave the stress behind, I guess. I prefer animals over people all the time.
Bro. I totally understand that. I feel like humans, sometimes we don't... we see, for instance, 80 years like a lot of time. We just see it as, oh, I got hella years ahead of me. I got a lot. And we linger a lot with a lot of those problems. We can't continue or try to move on from them. And it's just like, bro, you only got 80 years. I look at it in the other side, I'm like, I only got 80 years. I can't be suffering. I can't be living in sorrow. Like, I gotta move on. I gotta close cycles. I gotta improve myself, keep moving on, and continue this journey. I can't stop. And I feel like a lot of people just kind of like stop and just chill there. And it gets to the point where there's loathsome and pity and all this other shit that's not necessarily good sometimes.
No, it's not. It's not, man. And like, yeah, it's all about closing circles. It's all about.
Yeah.
And there's this quote that like it's in Spanish, but I guess it translates to like.
Say it in Spanish.
Okay. Evita círculos viciosos.
Okay.
Triángulos amorosos y mentes cuadradas.
Oh.
So
damn.
like avoid like vicious circles, like love triangles and square minds. And I like that. Like yeah.
Very.
Like just close a circle. Don't get in a triangle. And
Very
just, like,
modern sort of
I guess,
philosophy.
Yeah, I could.
Like
yeah,
very millennial. Like I feel like a good millennial came out with that.
Are we considered millennial, dude? I mean, I think you are.
I am.
You are.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Does that make me like? Is it called Gen Z?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe you're a zillennial. Maybe a millennial and a Gen Z. Maybe you're. What year were you born?
97.
So you're a 90s kid. You might be a millennial.
Yeah.
Might be. I'm not sure. I don't know where the threshold or the limit is for that. Yeah. But who the fuck cares, man? You're Alfonso. You're here. You're
yeah,
fucking.
Dude.
You're fucking killing it.
Oh, thank you. I do my best. I do my best.
Bro, I wanna ask you a little bit about how was your journey to come to the States? Because I met you. For those that don't know, I met you in high school a while back.
My first days in Montreal, actually. My very first days in the United States, like we met, like through soccer.
Yes.
Yes. Well, man, I was 15 at the time, and my father was really encouraging me to because he used to live in Montreal, and he was encouraging me to come to the United States. Learn English, get the experience of just moving to another country and just study abroad pretty much, and go back to Mexico with my knowledge. And what I thought was going to be 1 year of my life. It's another life, man. I divide my life in mini lives, I guess. It was a completely different life, dude. And I was a little culture shock at the moment, and I couldn't speak English very well. I didn't have a lot of friends.
That's always tough.
It was tough. It was tough. I can recall, man, my first semester here in the United States, my lunch break, I would always spend it at the library because I didn't have a lot of friends. And,
that's the solo move.
Yeah. And
I'm just here because I'm smart. You don't fucking know. It's not because I don't have friends.
And I would read novels and whatnot.
Yeah.
And, it was tough moving here, especially trying to communicate with someone, with your teacher, with your peers, with your teammates. It's hard. It's a different language.
Even with the kids, even with your people your own age, because they just don't you just have a different mentality. You just have a different mentality than what you're used to in Mexico.
It is so, man, it was so culturally shocking, and not that I'm bashing on people, but I don't know, it was different. It was different, and as a community as a whole, they have this type of mentality that I was just not sharing at the moment, and not that I share it with now, but it's just it took me time to adapt of how the lifestyle of people there was.
Yeah.
I had a completely different style coming to the United States, and it was different. People do here things differently. It's different, and
Do you remember any of those things that you had to sort of adjust as a newcomer to the U.S.?
Well, the language.
The language, 100%.
Oh my God.
Did it happen? Because you came in older now.
Yeah.
So, what did you do to learn it quick? You had to learn it quick. So, what was one thing that you did?
I was reading. I would go to the library.
Okay.
And read books in English, novels. And I like novels. It's my favorite type of reading. I like novels.
Mm-hmm.
And
you liked drama and.
I just like a cool story. I like a cool story.
A cool story has drama, guys.
Yeah, always.
Yeah,
totally, man. And that's how I don't know. I picked it up in good 6-7 months. Just being able to carry a conversation and write and to listen to it, and it was because I would read, and whenever I wouldn't understand a word, I would look it up on the dictionary or well, I guess not the dictionary, but Google.
Yeah,
Google,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like I was like, okay, this word means this, and like I can use it in like this form of sentence, and I'm supposed to place it like before the subject or after the subject,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and like so reading helped me a lot, and like not gonna lie, like doing sports, you're constantly like are communicating with others, like pass the ball there, like in this way or like that way, and like that just helped me improve it, because like not only like I would be studying like English in school, but after school like I will like go and practice like a sport like soccer or track, and like I will be constantly like trying to communicate with my teammates.
Yeah, you were actively using the language,
exactly.
which
Like
is
I was,
what a lot of people
yeah,
don't have.
I would study it and then I would go out and practice it, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where a lot of people that are like, why aren't kids learning Spanish in high school? Because it's a fucking hour every other day, and there's no practice outside of it.
There's not.
There's no
there's
practice.
not. There's
So
not.
you either have to fucking make it happen in the classroom, basically excuse me,
Excuse you.
have some sort of thing that helps them just keep working at it in class, or hey, you need to fucking go with Mario and practice Spanish, and just practice it outside of fucking class.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I don't know,
And-
some of that.
And I think the best way to learn a language is to move there. So
Yeah,
you can-
same. Yeah,
Totally,
that's the
like,
best way.
You're gonna learn the language. You're gonna learn the slang. You're gonna learn the culture.
Yeah.
Like and like the little costumes, like what's it called? Like it's always those little things. Like just coming from Mexico to like the United States, it's just the little things. Like here, like you go to a city market, for example, and like the city market already has like a bakery section and like a meat section. Like, or in Mexico, you go to a meat market, or like like an actual bakery. Like I don't know, it's just like the little things, like like panaderias, carnicerias, and whatnot.
All that shit.
Yeah. Abarrotes and whatnot.
Abarrotes, yeah.
And like here you just don't see that, and like it's a little different, I guess, because more not modernized. It's just like it's different. It's different.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit of like modern place in Mexico. Like it's a pretty modern place, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just those little things that like it just makes everything different. And I guess the people seem different now. Like it was hard for me to adapt to their surroundings, I guess.
To the people here in the U.S.
Yeah, because I believe Latinos, like Hispanics, were like more warm as like people.
Yeah.
Like we're more like.
I agree. Yeah, we're just more welcoming. It seems like. More...
Yeah. And like I don't know, like at least from like when I moved here, like people seem like a little bit more close. Like it's like
more like protective, more.
I guess not like seclusive, like, but like I don't know. It's just different. Like I mean, like really wonderful people here in Colorado,
and they've warmed up to you.
Yeah.
You've taught them the way.
Yeah. And like it's not like they're like close to people or like close to interactions. It's just like they're like. I don't know, in a way, like just like we need to analyze you first to like see we're gonna hang out with you, pretty much. And like
there's
I guess
a prejudgment.
Yeah. And like I guess like us Latinos, like we're like, oh yeah, like come in, like make yourself at home, and like I don't know, I guess we're more like more warm to people. Yeah.
Warm is the best way to put it.
Well, yeah, dude.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree 100%. I feel like and I kind of noticed it when I started interacting with you, because obviously you know that there's a new kid in high school, and I saw just the way that you carry yourself, and it was just very open, very welcoming, very down to earth, and I like that personality. I was like, oh man, he's a nice kid. You could mess around with him, like you could. He gets the vibe. And it's a vibe that obviously I hadn't seen in years, because I had spent quite a few time away from Mexico. But it's a vibe that I definitely understand, because I had friends like yourself, that were just very open, very warm, very like, let's do it. I have cousins that are like that, that they grew up in Mexico, and they just have that sort of vibe of, not trying to like hurt anybody or anything, just fucking have everybody feel comfortable and have a good time, really.
Yeah.
And just have some sort of acceptance.
I'm all about having a good time, man. Always. Like the moment you just don't have a good time somewhere, like it's time for you to leave. You know,
Yeah.
like there's no point of you like staying in a place where you just don't want to be there. You know, if it's making you not have, I guess like just feel the good vibe there, like and
don't force yourself either,
exactly,
because a lot of people feel like there's nothing worse than, I don't know if it has happened to you. There's nothing worse than going to a bar and and seeing someone that doesn't want to be there, but is there just because, I don't know, their friends
made them. Yeah.
And it's just like, bro, I mean, there could be a lot of circumstances, you know, but if you're just not feeling it, you shouldn't go, because there's gonna be rowdy people, there's gonna be loud people, drunk people,
rude people, nice people, and, all of it.
You know, it's gonna make you, you know, not have a good time, and your vibe starts fucking killing everybody else's vibes, dude, or everybody around you, you know. And so if you guys are those friends, also like fucking making people go out for no reason. I understand that there's special circumstances like a bad breakup, you know, it's time for you to dress up and go get it, bitch, you know. I understand that there's nights like that, but there's people that really don't fucking like bars or dancing or just socializing. And that's okay. It's just leave them.
And like me, myself, I like breweries. I like the vibe behind a brewery. Like you sit down, like you drink beer, you chill, like you speak with people, and like there's always like cool like snacks. Like I like breweries better than like, I don't know, like a place like CRS or like what's it called, Twisted Turtle. Like I always prefer like place like that, because I don't know, I mean it's fun to go to like, I don't know, like
nightclubs.
Nightclubs, like and it's nice, like when the vibe is right, like sure, like go, and people like it. It's just like the type of person I am. I prefer like, I don't know, breweries, like quieter places. I mean, obviously with music there has to be like some sort of atmosphere, I guess. Yeah. But like I just like the vibes from like breweries or distilleries or like just like small canteens, you know. Yeah. Like it's, I don't know, I prefer like small simple stuff over like big and obnoxious stuff, I guess. Yeah. But like, hey, I do see you quite often at Sierra, so
I the dude there, shout out to him. He did a great job. I think Grand Junction needed something like that, to be quite honest, because
Paul.
I'm sorry, Paul. Yeah. Shout out to Paul.
Shout out to Paul, indeed. He bought my couple rounds a couple nights ago.
He's a great guy. Yeah, he's fucking amazing.
Cool guy, dude.
No, I think he's gonna fucking kill it. I really do.
Oh, he's killing it right now, dude.
Yeah, like, I think there's the other bars better watch out, because that's the top notch. He has class. He has great music. He has a good atmosphere. You don't fight people. Like,
oh man, dude.
Let's get into it, bro. I want to get it, and this is a call out more to guys than girls.
Yeah.
It's just like, bro, I don't know how many times I go, and there's these guys that want to just have this sort of persona or portray this sort of vibe that is just like, I'm tough, I'm hard, ain't nobody gonna hurt me, I'm here to, you know, just
then they get hurt.
And it's just like, bro, you ain't getting nobody like that with that energy. Nobody gives a shit about how tough you are. If they care if you know how to have a good time, if you can handle your alcohol and not be an asshole, you know, if you know how to dance.
You pass the vibe check, pretty much. Yeah.
If you pass the vibe check, then you're in. And don't fucking... It's because there's nothing worse than someone that just looks at you like, man, I just hate... to me, it just seems like they say I just hate myself kind of thing, you know? And they try to put this shield. And it's just like, no, bro, just be yourself. Be calm. Don't try to start shit. You know, enjoy the music. It's okay to dance, bro. Nobody's going to think you're less of a man. Nobody's going to fucking think that. Nobody fucking cares. But just fucking chill the fuck out. Drink your beer and vibe with your boys, you know.
Derek. So I despise that type of people.
Yeah.
But here's the but. And this is kind of embarrassing for me to tell you. But, and it's not the most embarrassing thing I've done, but like it's a cool story, I guess. But
go for it, yeah.
I was one night I was that person, dude. I was the guy that was like fighting in a bar, dude. Oh. And It was a twisted turtle. But let me tell you this: how
People
it
get
happened.
raunchy there. People used to get raunchy
Oh my
there.
god, ratchet, dude. Well, it was one of those like Fridays, all you can drink for $10. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
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 So we didn't know like it ended at 11, so we showed up at 10, and like it was this homegirl and a couple of my homies, and like we're like, well, shit, man, like. We have to get our money's worth now.
Yeah, you gotta
So, like,
slam some beers.
Oh my god, we were just slamming drinks, and there was some miscommunication between my homie, the chick, and I, and like we didn't know which one was going to get a round of shots for everyone. So all three of us ordered a round of shots for everyone. So
oh shit!
So they brought like 3 things
Trays,
of just tequila.
yeah.
Yeah, 3 trays just full of like tequila shots, and we're like, oh man, like, well, we're here, fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
And
Fuck.
like, yeah, dude. Oh my god. So I blacked out. I blacked out.
It's never good to black out, bro.
No, it's not.
scary
bro.
as fuck.
And then
to
like
black
the next
out.
day, people tell how much of an asshole or like how much of a
You're
fool
not
you made.
yourself.
Yeah,
you're not yourself.
You're not.
You get spirited, you know,
Oh
by
my
the
God.
spirits.
Oh, dude. So I remember I was taking a shot, the last one, and like I was dancing and whatnot. And like next thing you know, I closed my eyes, I opened them. I'm in my bed.
Bro,
I'm on my
I've had the
bed.
same fucking
And-
experiences, yeah.
Dude, I'm like all scared. Like I'm still wearing my clothes, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shoot, man. So I look, and like my watch, my phone, and my wallet are like next to me. So I'm like, it's a good night. Already, it's a good night.
Yeah. Those
So
are.
I'm like, I have a mild headache, I guess. I have a headache. So I go to the kitchen.
I look like shit, really.
Oh man, dude, I look rough.
You look like 50 years old.
Oh my god, I
you
look like
ever
roadkill. Yeah, dude.
You look
yeah.
at yourself in the mirror and you're like, what the fuck, man? I look like I'm 48.
Like,
Jesus
did
Christ.
I age overnight?
Yeah, like-
bro, it was one of those nights. I go to the kitchen, bro. I open the fridge just to grab some cold water.
Yeah.
You know that cold water.
That
in the morning?
meme of SpongeBob, me in the middle of the night,
Oof,
fucking
yes.
slamming.
Well, bro, I encountered a surprise, actually. There was a pizza box with a note that says, like, everyone in this house can have a slice of this delicious pizza except for Fonzie. Fuck you, Fonzie. And it was a drawing of, like, someone like this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, man. And it was the handwriting of my roommate's girlfriend at the moment. I'm like, oh, what the fuck happened last night, dude? So apparently, like, we're all having a good time at the bar, and I'm, like, just sauced, dude. Sauced.
Damn.
And apparently this guy was looking at me like weird, and I went and like told him like, bro, you need to stop staring at me, like, what's up? And like he kind of, I don't know how the exchange of word went, but my friends told me like, yeah, you pretty much just went and like asked him like, why was he staring you down like that?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like next to you know, like you just soccer punch him and like
What
just,
the fuck?
yeah, and
Fancy.
like, yeah, dude, wild, dude, that's not me, dude, that's not me, you know me, that's not
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
And like they kicked both of us out, and like I told my homies, I'm like, bro, but like I didn't get like no scratch or like bruising. He's like, bro, you just went at it, like he didn't even have the opportunity to just like hit you back, like just went hard on him. And like I'm like, fuck. So you know, like 4th and Chipita is kind of like by used to be Twisted Turtle now.
Yeah.
Well, it's 4th and Main, but like if you go down like I guess north, like you get to Chipita on 4th Street.
Yeah.
So I called my roommate, the one that stayed home, and I'm like, hey, dude, pick me up. And he's like, you sound fucked up, dude. Like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm in 4th and Chipita. And he's like, all right, bet. Like, me
You
and
were blacked out.
yeah,
still.
yeah. Well, my roommate told me this the next morning. Like, I'm like, fuck, dude. So tell me what happened. You picked me up, right? And he's like, yeah, dude. So like, you told us, me and my girlfriend, that like you were on 4th and Chipita. So we're like driving around 4th and Chipita, the entire block, just yelling Fonzie. So we call you again. We're like, bro, where are you? Because we're here and we're yelling your name. Like, look up and like tell me the street. I looked up and I was like, it says Chipita. And then it said 14th.
Holy shit.
How did I got all the way to 14 in Chipita? No clue, man. Just during a blackout.
Shit.
Yeah, so they picked me up.
That's so dangerous,
Oh,
bro.
man, so
fucking
dangerous.
dangerous.
So like
Jesus.
they were already a little annoyed with me.
Yeah.
Like to begin with, they were annoyed because it was late and they picked me up and like I was not even at the spot where I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So apparently I get in the car and I'm just laughing. I'm like, haha, like that's funny, you know. I'll pull some shit like that, I guess.
Yeah.
And like apparently I threw up in like the girl's car.
There's always throw up.
Oh,
There's
man.
always
And,
fucking
like,
throw
I
up.
threw up and like I started laughing at her and I was like, oh, you're gonna clean it? I was being a
Oh.
dick, bro. So like the next So as soon as my roommate told me that, like, I call her. I'm like, yo, dude, I'm sorry. That was not me. Like, I'm so ashamed. Like, I'll go and clean your car right now. And she's like, it wasn't that much vomit. And, like, you were blacked out. Like, no hard feelings.
She understood.
Like, yeah, she understood.
That's
she understood
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
And she was like, it was kind of fucked up. You laughed right after you threw out, like, making fun of us. I'm like, oh, dude. That's a me move, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was that person one time, and like I'm so ashamed of just admitting it. But at the end, it's a story to tell, I guess. It's a story to tell. Yeah.
I've only gone blacked out once. I've said the story before. I got catfish on my birthday. Yeah, I got catfish.
I never heard this one.
Yeah. So I was talking to this girl, or dude, or whoever the fuck it was on Snapchat, and it was my birthday, and fucking they were like, hey, I want to meet you downtown. Let me take you out. I'll buy you some shots. You know, we had exchanged some photos. You know, it's just, you know,
yeah.
But it was never her face, or it was like on a mirror, not showing the face, right?
Yeah.
It was just weird photos. But I'm like, man, but they look like kind of real.
Yeah.
So I get stood up. Like, I'm waiting for them. You know, hey, I'm here on the meetup. You know, I'm waiting for, you know, because we were going to go on a date, basically. Yeah. And they don't fucking show up. I call them. They don't answer. I fucking text them. They don't text me. I'm like, I got fucking catfished. And I went back home to this house, and my brother was here. And I was like, hey, pass me that fucking tequila bottle. I'm going to smash it. Yeah. Drink tequila. Yeah. I fucking drank the tequila and, you know, got to the bar, drank even more.
Oh, man.
And just fucking blacked out, apparently. Like, I was just dancing with, you know, weird people, just strange, until it was time to go home. Ended up throwing up.
De la gordita,
yeah, bro, for real. It's literally, yes. I got separated. Yeah, bro. I got separated from Tentacle Woman or something.
Oh, man.
And yeah, I got home. I was, my bed used to be on this side.
Yeah.
So I got up. I still had my clothes on, you know, a little bit of vomit on my shoes and shit.
Oh, man.
I get up and I gotta go to work.
Oh, Derek.
Yeah, I gotta go to work. I'm fucked up. I look like shit in the mirror, dude. I'm like, I gotta go get my shit, my other shit, my wallet, my keys, etc. Yes. So they give me a ride to my homie's house, not too long, far from here.
Okay.
And I get outside and I knock on the door. We're all fucking hangover as fuck. You know, he gets up and he's like, hey, did you see what you did to my girlfriend's car? And outside the fucking window, it's like puke cascading.
Oh,
like,
bro.
It was bad. And I'm like, dude, I am so fucking sorry.
Yes.
So sorry. I don't know what happened. That wasn't me. I turned into some sort of fucking monster, apparently. And just
like
past that. Yeah. Yeah, I got to work, and then I threw up at work again.
Ooh,
and
man.
This lady was just like, this guy, like, she saw me, and she was like, this guy does not look healthy. Like, he looks like he's having a rough time. And yeah, I probably look like a Simpson, dude. Fucking yellow as fuck. I ended up throwing up on the garbage, dude. And yeah, never again. Blackouts to me, it's just like, and people do it for fun, you know.
Oh, man.
And I'm just like, I don't know.
I'm thinking of a couple of people in the back of my head, like,
yeah, no. People do it for fun, and it's just like, I don't know what kind of fun, especially if you're a girl. Like, I've seen girls that are blacked out at the club by themselves, and it's just like, how in the fuck do you have the balls to do that?
Yeah, dude.
That's just, don't fucking do that. That is, you're just literally, you're making yourself more, what's the word? More
vulnerable.
Vulnerable, yeah, to be, you know, raped or whatever, kidnapped.
Dude, and sadly, man, like in today's world, like, I don't know. If I was a woman, I'd be pissed off just from the fact that I'm a woman. Yeah. Like, we live in a men's world, man. It's not like the world where, like, men and women are equal. And sadly, and that's the sad truth, man. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Like, and you see it in all kinds of levels. Like, So how much a male soccer player like makes for representing the national team versus a woman representing the national team? Like it goes from like millions
Yeah.
for men and like to tens of thousands of dollars for women. It's ridiculous, man. And like
And they've won championships too. They've actually won the World Cup.
the girls, yeah, our girls, bro, our
soccer
girls.
team, the U.S.
Like,
soccer team.
I remember like what's it called, not Ambi Wambach, she's the veteran of the team, like pink hair,
Yes, Rose. No,
no, not Rose,
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'll put an image here
Yes,
somewhere
yes.
of her. Yes,
oh
her.
dude, yeah,
Girl with pink hair.
yeah,
Yeah.
amazing player, bro, amazing
Yeah,
player. And
yeah,
like
yeah.
I remember like she like stood up next to the stands and she was demanding equal pay, and I'm like, no, you guys should be paid more than the men's national team. You guys win World Cups, put the name of the United States in the highest, like,
Yeah,
and no
yeah.
disrespect to the male athletes of the United States national team for males,
Yeah.
like it's just
I feel like they
there's no
just gotta
comparison.
earn it. Just earn it.
Yeah, dude.
Just earn it. You know.
Yeah, and like I'm like, oh man, like you guys didn't even go to the last World Cup. The girls have won the last 3 World Cups. You know,
Yeah.
like it's, yeah, like girls should not be asking for equal pay. They should have asking for more. That's my opinion.
Yeah. As far as soccer, I feel like they are making it more. I don't know.
Megan Rapinoe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Rapinoe.
Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like Rose something.
Yeah.
Something R.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, her. I feel like they just have to. People gotta earn it. You know, people gotta earn it. There is a lot of money that goes into the MLS.
Yes. There is.
Men's soccer, obviously, trying to develop it first, and hopefully, eventually, the women's. I don't know what kind of plans they have or who does what over
They're
there.
even like actually trying to work it to
Exactly,
develop it
exactly.
better. Yeah.
Well, you saw what happened recently at March Madness, no? With the whole girls basketball teams.
No. Not aware.
So basically, I think it was on Twitter. They blasted the NCAA because March Madness, you know what it is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a basketball tournament where just the best of the best universities make it, and
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it's like if you lose, you're out.
Yes.
So the women, someone posted a video of the guys' locker room
Mm-hmm.
and gym in the NCAA facilities or some shit like that, some important place, and it's amazing. It has hella weights, shit, fucking a ton of equipment, whatever, and then they show the women's section, like what they have. And it's just like a fucking bench, some fucking dumbbells, and
Like the locker room we used to have in Montreal.
Yeah, bro, like
that's so sketchy.
yeah, bro, like something like that, something very. And people, they were making they were complaining, and I agree. I'm like, bro, fucking A, just why they gotta fucking train, they gotta stay in shape, just as much as guys. Like, and then the NCAA said that it wasn't like a gender thing or nothing like that. It was more of the facilities not having enough space. So.
Yeah, man, but yeah, the facilities having not enough space translate to like we're not willing to put money into this.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it just they're not, and like it's sad, man. Like I said, like if I was a woman in 2021, I'll be very pissed off just from the fact that I am a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get a little bit into the scary stories since we're getting
scary
into
stories.
Yeah.
Oh
'Cause,
man.
so let's start here.
Yes.
Do you believe in anything? Like, what's your take on spirituality? Or
Man.
then we'll
it's
transition to.
It's a very I don't want to say a hard answer. It's I guess it's a complex one.
Yeah.
I would say, but like I do believe in the divine. I guess in like divinity.
Mhm.
Like I just don't believe in God as being like one being, like this very all powerful being.
Okay.
Like just like kind of like the watchmaker watch interaction. That like he made us and make us free to do whatever we want. But like I see God. I see this divinity in like nature, for example. Like
the
I
beauty
see,
of it.
yeah,
sort
I
of.
see like God in like trees or the ocean or like the stars. I feel divinity like it's like it's not like it's not a being, it's a force. It's a natural force that like just
Interesting.
reigns this universe. Well, multiverse, who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't believe formally in God as a being, but I do believe in God as a force of nature. And like
I like
when,
that.
yeah,
That's
when
good.
when
That's
you
good.
see like a cloud and like you give him a shape, like I believe you're seeing God there, for example. Not as a being, but as a force of nature. Yes. And yeah, dude, like that's just the summary of it. I could go on and on and on for hours, but yeah, like are you a believer? I think you are, right?
Yeah. I believe in God. I think that it's more than doctrines, more than anything, is more
Dogmas and doctrines,
and
yes.
dogmas. Yeah. It's more of finding your relationship with Him.
It's a personal thing.
Yeah, it's a very personal thing, and I feel like it's always weird to me to have these people that are supposed to guide you in your journey or understanding, spirituality and who God is. It's just like, bro, you're just a human like me. I can't trust you. Like,
Yeah.
I can't even trust myself.
Yeah.
I just can't trust myself or you. So I feel like for me, it has become more of a journey of, I know you're there. I know He's there. I know He's watching. I know He's listening. But I feel like He understands me as well, as because I know He's loving. That's why a lot of people
Yeah.
want to condemn others. When we have a loving God, we just do. We repeat it. Yet and not to say that we're not supposed to fear Him. Because a lot of people get that confused. We're not supposed to fear Him. No, He loves us. But in a heartbeat, this force. His force could eradicate everything, so we have to have respect for it.
Yeah, like in the Old Testament, like me as a preppy fresita from Mexico, like I was in nun schools all my life before I moved to Montrose. If you didn't know that, but yeah, like in nun school they teach you like.
Is that like typical over there of
like going
into a
like it's I was a privileged kid. Like my parents could afford better education than just like the public sector.
I gotcha.
And so they put me in a private Catholic school, and like they teach you like the fear of God and whatnot, and like just from like remembering like the God of the Old Testament and the God of the New Testament, they're completely two different persons.
Yeah,
like, completely two different people, man. And like you say, like He could eradicate the world like Thanos, like that.
Yeah,
And, yeah. But he punished the world with water in the big when like
the what the fuck, the flood.
The big flood when Noah brought all the animals to the ark. And like it could be like that, but then like you see the New Testament and it's like it's a very loving person. It's like forgive you and forgive your brother, and like love one another like I'm loving you. Like it's a completely different dude, and like it's so cool. And like sometimes people like to like I don't know, just be like biased towards like, oh, God did this, but like, hey man, you're talking about the Abrahamic God in the Old Testament, the guy that was like all about like punishment. Like we're not quoting the God in the New Testament, like the guy that is all about love and like forgiving like one another, and like it's
I feel like you could even thinking about that, I feel like something happened with God and humanity at some point. Like God is the thesis, and then humanity is like the antithesis, and then Jesus was like the
bridge.
Yes, the what comes, the synthesis that comes between it, and we try to reach this other side through Jesus in the middle, and Jesus reaches back at us and understands us, so it's just kind of like a three-way street almost. And
I love that. I love that you put it that way. Yes,
that's how I see it. That's how I see it. God was this being represented in the Old Testament. Humanity was this other opposite being doing fucking stupid shit. Yeah.
Yes.
God got mad, mixed everything, and then brought upon Himself or Jesus into earth, into a human form. So He became he humanized himself,
Yes.
so that's the in between. And now what a lot of people teach, in order to get to the kingdom of heaven, you have to, try to aspire to be like Jesus.
Yes. Yes.
But
Correct.
we're still these beings that are in the other side, that are meant to be shitty.
And dude, that's the beauty of human beings, dude. Like, we are flawed, and
Yeah.
therefore, like, because we are flawed, we are presented with like challenges, and it's up to us if we overcome those challenges. And where I was going with this, but yeah, dude, all religions are flawed because they're founded by men, flawed men
Yeah.
and women in some cases.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that you said like it's a personal thing, because like no other human should tell you like what your relationship with your God should or should not be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're a believer, if you believe in in God or whoever you believe, you believe that you're doing a shitty job with this, handling this entity.
Yes.
Yes. So if you have a bad relationship or a good relationship, you can bullshit, and let's stop bullshitting each other, saying that, oh yeah, I'm all fucking mighty because I, go to church, but I don't fucking, at your house, you're a piece of shit. So I don't know how that,
how that counteracts,
how
like,
that transfers, like, I just don't understand. But, if you feel comfortable going to church, if that works for you, as long as you're trying to be a better person, genuinely be a better person, go for it,
And sadly, some of the worst person I've ever encountered in my life, like, have been like, really like, oh, like I'm going to church every day and like I do this for the church.
Yeah,
but I'm like, but you're not a great human being. Like, you treat others with respect. You think of yourself like higher than everyone else when all of us are equal to one another. And like, yeah. And some of the nicest kindest people like that I've met like have not been believers. And there's that, that's definitely says something.
There's a lot of things that I do question, and I think we should question. I think that
always, man.
I think God wants us to question things. I question even the devil, like whatever you believe in, like question everything. Yeah, that's the point, making a sense of everything that's around us and thinking about just what you believe, really.
Well, dude, it comes to like, if you believe in God, you believe in the devil. Because if you believe in one thing, you have to believe in the counter part of it. Yeah, you just have to. And like the whole like thesis antithesis, like if you, and there comes a duality of like the divine and like what's not divine. Like, if you believe in God, like you automatically like are believing like there's another being, like this evil entity that like people call the devil, that like it exists as well. And one day like God, like the righteous part of this equation, like will overcome like the evil part of the equation, I guess. Yes.
Yeah. So in your mentality, going back to the whole ghost thing, since you believe in the divine to be a force, so does that mean that in your perspective, in the way you view things, that evil is also another force? Or because tell me a little bit about that. What's the counterpart in your in your way of thinking?
And I'm gonna quote again, there's evil is a point of view, for me, something let's go to the extreme just to like set the example.
Okay.
But Adolf Hitler in the 40s, in his mind, he thought he was doing good. Obviously, like we all read about the Holocaust. Yeah. Like we all did. Like in his mind, in his right mind, he thought he was doing a good for humanity. But in reality, like he was a horrible person. Like he murdered over 6 million Jews.
Yeah.
And who knows what other atrocities he did behind the curtains.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of
like
shit.
Human experiments and whatnot. Like
that shit is insane.
Yeah. And now that we're gonna jump into the scary part of this, I think the scary stories are the ones that are like actual realistic. Like, yeah, dude, we all see a movie about like a demon or a ghost and that scared us and we couldn't see. But I believe the scariest are like the ones that are about like humans doing like evil to someone.
Yeah.
Like
serial killers and thrillers.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like
I agree.
Yeah, it's like it's
100%.
realistic. Like
Yeah.
that could happen. That could happen next door.
No, I
Yeah.
get scared. Like, you know the movie Halloween?
Halloween. Oh, with Mike Myers.
Yeah,
Michael Myers. Yeah.
like, yeah, I you watch those old 80s ones, and I literally fucking, if I'm by myself and watching it at night, like everything off, try that, just everything off. I fucking lock my shit, you know, and I don't care about locking stuff per se, but I lock my shit, you know, I close the door to my room because there could be a psychopath out there just fucking killing people.
It could be. And I'm a big fan of horror, man. I'm a big fan. Like
Same.
ever since I was a kid, I was a big fan of horror.
Yeah.
And like
Me asusta, pero me gusta.
Yeah, me asusta pero me gusta, correcto. Y I remember when I was a kid, like my grandma, who was a very devoted Catholic woman, like one time I got scared. I was watching a horror movie. I think it was like Child's Play with Chucky.
Oh yeah.
And my
Great
grandma
movie.
is like here, and she put a image, like a little picture of a Virgin Mary next to the TV, and she was like, if you have this, like the devil, the evil from the screen cannot jump back.
Yeah, that's
like-
always a thing
and
that they
like-
say that.
Like,
And I still think about that.
yeah,
Actually,
and like I'm
when I
like,
watch a scary movie.
and ever since
in the back
then,
of my
like
head.
it was like a custom for me to put like a religious image next to the TV.
Oh really?
Yeah, although I'm not a
Interesting.
believer, it's just out of custom.
Yeah.
Like I don't do it right now,
Yeah.
but like for many years I would do that, and I was not a believer. And like one
Wait
day,
till you're by yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Where the fuck did I leave that Jesus image?
Someone asked me like, "Yo, dude, like you're not religious. Why do you have like a?" It was like I want to say like one of my first houses here in Grand Junction. They were like, "So you're not religious, but can you explain this?" And I'm like, "Oh, dude, like actually like." It's just a costume, like I guess from my family. Like I learned it, and like I just never stopped doing it. Like I will do it in automatically.
They
like,
saw
I
you
guess,
like you were from outer space or something.
yeah. Like it's just like I don't know. I guess it brings me comfort. Like all these years that I've been watching like fucked up like stories,
Yeah.
like it just brought me comfort. And yeah, dude,
It's
like
so funny.
yeah, dude, and like yeah, dude, I do really like movies like Halloween or what's it called, Friday the 13th, where like there's a psychopath on the loose. Like that's just scary, man.
Yeah.
Totally, that's so realistic. Like, and like I said, it could happen next door. It could happen like here even.
It did happen next door.
Yeah, it did
Fucking-
happen next door. Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy.
Yeah, dude. There's this story, man, and are you into reading creepypastas?
I've read a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's this, and all of them claim they're real and whatnot. And I guess it's up to the reader. The term is like if this is real.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's this one that like says that there was a kid, and like it was late, and here like I don't know, that someone got in his house, but he was scared. And you know, as a kid, when you're like in that position, when it's dark and you hear someone breaking into your house, like
Yeah, you're shitting.
you're shitting your pants, dude.
Yeah.
So the kid was like very scared, man. He was very scared, and he's like, "Oh, mom and dad are in the other room. They're gonna fix this. They're going to like, I don't know. They're gonna catch the guy and like call the police. They're gonna fix this.
Yeah,
this
safety.
problem." Yeah. Well, he hears like steps, like going to the hall, like going towards his parents' room, and he starts getting really scared, dude. Like really scared, and like there was just quiet for like a good 10 minutes. And then he hears like the door of like his parents' room like opening, and he hears like steps again. And then like he hears his door opening. And then
Oh,
like
shit.
yeah. Then like he hears the same person like walking, going back to the parents' room, and it sounds like he's dragging something.
Oh fuck.
Then like drops that thing in front of like his bed, goes, and then he hears the guy going downstairs. And like the kid is shitting his pants. Like in the back of his heart, he knows what's going on. And this person, like, the kid says that like he hears that like he's bringing like a chair or something, and places in front of the bed. And like this person carries this like big something and puts it on the chair. The kid is not opening the eyes. He's just pretending he's sleeping. Then he hears this person going back to the room of the parents and dragging something else and puts it next to the bed. And then like he hears that like the guy like, well, he knew later on that like the guy like made a cut on like one of these two bodies.
Oh,
Like he knew right away like those two things dragging, they were his parents.
Oh,
Right
fuck.
away. Like, he just didn't want to scream. He was very scared. But he heard that, like, he was, like, making a cut, like, with a knife, with something, like, very
I
pointy.
just heard the slice.
The slice. Yeah, he was hearing the slice. And then he heard the guy, like, walking next to his bed. And he was still, like, pretending he was sleeping.
Yeah,
He was not moving. And he started, like, listening,
like a drag or something.
like a noise kind of like this. And then the guy left. The
What?
murderer left.
Like somebody was smearing
Like,
something.
yes.
Okay.
Like, he was like in front of his bed, and he was doing this.
Mm.
Like, it sounded like that. When the first rays of the sun came in that morning, he avoided to look at his parents murdered in front of his bed. And the first thing he saw was the wall. And, like, that noise, he wrote a message in the blood of one of his parents saying, "I know you're not sleeping." Yes. Yeah, bro.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That'd be insane.
That'd be insane. And, like, I mean, all of them claim to be real, but
yeah.
like, I know that does sound like something realistic.
Yeah.
That like, there's people that are like that messed up in the head that would do something like that.
Yeah. And I feel like if it does happen to be true, the kid is fucked up for life.
Oh, well,
like,
yeah, dude.
he doesn't. I feel like it's more
Right
of
off
a
the bat.
torment to stay alive at that point.
Yes.
You know, with your parents' murders and fucking a death note right next to you. It's just like I think I would rather just take the L on that one and fucking
just
cease
join
to
them.
exist.
Yeah,
Cease to exist.
Have you heard of the Dyatlov Pass incident?
No.
Happened in Russia in the shit. This is during the USSR years.
Okay. Diet. What is it?
Dyatlov, and this is real. You can actually look it up, and it happened, bro. And this is scary. This is why it's so scary. So there was these 9 Soviet equivalent of jackass, pretty much, of the jackass crew. They're like, they're in this university in Russia, and
Shout out to Russia.
yeah.
I know you're
a
watching.
lot of scary stuff comes from Russia, dude. They're
Who the
tough.
fuck knows what they do over there, bro?
Yeah. In one weekend, they're like, "Oh, let's go to this pass in the Ural Mountains, like in Siberia. Like, let's go for a weekend just to show how masculine, I guess, we are."
How bold we are.
Yeah, how you were talking about, like, going to the bar with the "oh, I'm tough," and like,
Yeah.
I want people to see how pretty much they went with that mentality into this place called the Dyatlov Pass. It's in the mountains, in the Ural Mountains, and well, they never came back. 9 guys just went for a
9
camping.
bold Russian guys.
Yes, and they didn't come back. And obviously people started asking questions and whatnot. And this is during the winter in Siberia.
Fuck,
And
that's.
I've never been there, but like, I
No,
know
they say that
winters are.
cold.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen soccer players complain about the
Yeah.
the winter in
Yeah.
in.
Well,
Russia.
ask Hitler when he went to Russia.
Yeah, Napoleon couldn't conquer them because of that too.
Because the weather's so rough, man.
Yeah.
It's so rough. So 3 months later, when the snow kind of come down, they went and looked in the area, in the Dyatlov Pass. They found their tents. And, like, their tents were made for, like, that type of weather. And, like, very tough tents. Even had, like, a metallic, like, kind of thread inside. It's designed for, like, tough weather.
Yeah,
And, like,
built to last.
yes. 5 of those 9 guys were inside of the tent, and they were torn to pieces. Torn, dude. Like,
What the fuck?
and they discarded the theory of, like, maybe a bear attacked them.
Yeah.
A bear could attack 1, maybe 2 people, and the 3 would try to, like, I don't know, like, kill the bear or do something about it. But 5 people, and there was no, what's it called?
Prints of anything.
Prints, yeah, like shoe prints.
Was it like a
footprint.
clean torn then, or?
Dude, like, an animal could not do it. And it gets, like, even more fucked up too. About like 40% of, like, just bones missing. Like, the bones that were found in, like, several bodies. The bones that were found, they were, like, ground, like, pretty much dust. And
Pulverized and shit.
yeah, pulverized. And there was, like, missing organs and missing bones, like up to like 40% of, like, bones in, like, some bodies. And, like, the bodies were totally torn apart. Like, people that went and witnessed that, they they said that they look like flesh balloons, just like
Flopping
not,
in the wind.
yeah, not inflated anymore. Like,
Fuck.
yeah, like there was just so much dry blood and like frozen blood.
Yeah.
And like they're like, and even the tents were like ripped apart, and like an animal could not do it. Like it even had a metallic thread inside. Like it was just completely shredded. Like the people inside were destroyed, man. Like limbs totally torn apart. So the I guess not the obvious, but they're like, well, where are the rest? Like these people like kill these other people, but like this is just a massacre. This is like maybe several humans could like amount this, but like it's still like, where are the other? Like about like half a mile of that spot, they found a sixth body in the same condition they found the other five, totally destroyed, like ripped apart from its limbs and like
Fuck.
missing bones, missing organs, like the face totally disfigured and whatnot. And like in the footprints, they could only find like human footprints. There was no animals, and like and later on they proved like all the footprints were from them. There was no outsider. You will ask what happened to the other three. Well,
yeah, because there was 9, right?
Yeah, there was 9. Well, the other 3 were found dead because of hypothermia. They were frozen to death, like further away. So
like they had walked out.
Yeah, they somehow escaped of what was going on there, and they made it out, but just to die later on, just from being cold.
Yeah.
And like it gets more interesting, dude. Once they like rescue the bodies and bring them back to like a forensic lab, they were all irradiating radiation. Like there was a Geiger counter like nearby the bodies, and it just shoot up.
Really?
Like, like, dude, these bodies are
one of those things that
yeah. A Geiger
detects
counter.
radioactivity.
Yeah. It like there was one that was just laying there, and like they didn't even like thought of like, oh, these bodies are radioactive, but like there was one nearby, and like it just went up. Like they started like just making a lot of noise, and they're like, these bodies are radioactive. All of them, all 9 of the bodies were radioactive. So what happened to them is still a mystery, and I like that kind of story when like they're unsolved mysteries.
Yeah.
But yeah, no one knows what happened to those 9 guys. Like
I mean, my guess is, coming from a very I guess just kind of like looking at it in a very I don't know, pragmatic way, sort of objective way. I know that if you could have delirious effects once you reach a certain altitude or something like that. Like a lot of people get.
But the lack of oxygen, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know if that would explain the radiation that did they find anything around that was
no
could cause radiation?
The tent, their bodies, like everything in the campsite was radioactive. And like how those 5 guys got massacred, like it's still like like they tried to say like a bear, but like a bear doesn't do what they did to the bodies. And like they're like humans, like I mean a group of people, but then like there's like footprints, and like there was no more than 9 people here. So like it's weird. Like I want to go far and to the extreme and say like could have been ovnis,
Yeah, like UFOs and shit.
UFOs, yeah, like some alien came and like just wreak havoc with them.
Damn.
But yeah, just a story of like guys that went camping and never came back, and they found their bodies like months later, like once the snow like went down. It's crazy, and like it's a real story, man. Like you can look it up on like Wikipedia or anything. Like it's like a legitimate like thing.
I think I've heard about it. Yes, I think and I think it was one of these shows where they do try to decipher the circumstances that took place at that event. So they give you a bunch of theories, and then obviously they hit you. I think it's like in Discovery Channel or something. They hit you with that last one, which is like, could it be extraterrestrial beings?
It's an open-ended question.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah. You ever heard of the kids with black eyes?
Oh yes. Yeah.
How, like,
that's like a urban tale, no?
Yeah,
like
it's like an urban legend.
Yeah,
how apparently like
legend.
this person went to like the mall or the movie theater, and he was like the only one in the parking lot, and like these 2 kids approached him, and like he rolled up the window, and like he was like uneasy. There was something heavy about their vibe.
Yeah.
And like they were like, please sir, like give us a lift home. Like, and there was 2 kids, one taller and one like shorter.
And you're
And,
not
like,
supposed to let them into your
car, yeah.
your car or your house, right? Like the
Yes.
thing of it is like they look
Yeah.
like regular humans,
Yes.
but
Mm-hmm.
they're disguised or some
Like some
something.
being, yeah.
Some being is disguised, and you're not supposed to.
Yeah. And the way you can tell is because their
Let 'em
whole
in.
eye is black. It's
Yeah,
black.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
no like the white of your eye is not there. It's just totally black, like a shark eye.
Demonized as
Oh,
fuck,
yeah.
or alienized.
Alien, it could
yeah,
be.
that yeah,
But,
they are
like-
beings. I mean,
But
who
there's
knows?
been like, I don't know, like supposedly like all the people that have let them into their cars or homes like have disappeared. Like not even died, just disappeared. And like, yeah, it's crazy, man.
That's gotta be interesting, like or tough being a friend, and then all of a sudden like, oh well, I don't know where your friend is. I
Like,
fucking
we just have
took
no
off.
clue where he is.
Yeah, and imagine that.
It's crazy, man. It's like you cease to exist like that, and like of course you're gonna leave like some lingering questions, and like I'll be the type of friend that like if there's some shit like going on, I will totally look into it. I will investigate it. I'll like dedicate myself to like find out what actually happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You'd
yeah,
be
yeah.
that demented guy in the thriller movies.
Totally, dude.
Like
I wanna
friend
find
that,
out.
that
Yeah.
needs to find out and then finds out that it's
I
like
need
this.
to find the truth, man. I need to find it. I just need to. And yeah, dude. But it's cool that you know that story.
The kids
with black eyes.
Yeah. I'm the type of person that watches a lot of scary stuff
Mm-hmm.
on purpose.
Yeah, same.
Just because there's this YouTube channel you can watch, and I always recommend it to people. It's by this guy called, or last name is Nuke. I don't know if you've heard it.
No,
It's called Nuke's Top 5. So if you guys are looking for a show,
oh yes, yes.
Nuke's
yes,
Top 5.
yes.
Yeah. So what he does is everybody sends him creepy, scary videos. Some are super fake,
Yeah.
but some of them, the more real they are.
Oh man.
Like there's this guy from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And you see his house. His house is small,
Yeah.
fairly small. And I've taken cinematography classes, so I like always think about what the camera angles could be, how you would place the camera, what
Yes.
kind of special effects, how it would work,
Yes.
outside. I'm always like watching a movie, and then I don't get scared also because I'm like analyzing the shots.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, that was a very good shot right there.
It's good cinematography.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So, anyways, what the fuck was I saying? I was Nuke's Top 5. Yeah, there's this Mexican guy that has his he kind of started a channel sort of because a paranormal activity was
Mm-hmm.
prominent in his house, and the house is very small, but there's like a few rooms, and in one of them there's a teddy bear in a room sitting on a chair,
Mm-hmm.
just like this one's, right? Sitting on a chair. Everything's dark. He goes live on Facebook, I believe, every single time this happens, so that people could see what the fuck is going on. And I guess it gives him a sense of security as well. But he hears noises, goes into the room, sees nothing, turns around, and then hears another noise from the same room, turns around. The teddy bear that was sitting perfectly fine in a chair is now on the floor.
Yeah, dude.
And then everything else inside this small confined house starts moving. And this fool, it's just like, I look at things and I'm like, how is this edited? Like, this can't be edited. This is just too short of a space, too small of a house to fucking do something over it, And there's no like cuts either. The video is
It was like a continuous like shot.
continuous shot, yeah.
Yeah.
And there was another one where he placed the camera a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you place a camera on a tripod, it's really hard. Like, tripods are usually pretty solid.
Yes.
So it's really hard for me, like that tripod that's right there,
Mm-hmm.
for me to move the camera to an angle like that.
Just made me think about another horror story. But keep going.
it's very hard, right?
Yes.
You actually have to like move the knobs
Yes.
and twist the camera. And there's a shot where he's recording, and you could see the reflection of the camera on a bathroom or something like that. And all of a sudden you start seeing the camera just like move and tilt itself, but not in a smooth way. Like, it's
like a cryptic.
like something
Very
is
mechanical.
trying. Yeah, very mechanical. Like still following the laws of the tripod, of
Yeah.
the mechanics of the tripod in a way, but also like it's impossible for it to do that if you actually need to be moving knobs and getting that angle. So all of a sudden this dude like disappeared off of Facebook. I guess he was taking a break of some sort. And yeah, he sends content, and that's honestly some of the most realistic shit that I've seen. That's supernatural. I'm like, fuck. Nook's Top 5. I recommend it.
Do you hear about the guy in the piñata store in Mexico?
Oh yes, yeah. I think we commented. I think we talked about it on Facebook.
Yeah.
We sent each other messages.
Yeah. Dude, it was so creepy because like like the guy recorded it like because he left cameras and like at night like shit would like fly from like one spot to the other one.
Yeah.
Would, like, smack it or like grab a piñata in a specific and will make it like turn and whatnot or like move it from a place to another place. And like one night, one of his movement sensor things caught something, so he was like, "Fuck it, dude! Like, it's the guy that's been messing with me this entire time." Yeah. So he opened the store. He went to the back. He's like, "Well, there's no one," and he's just recording with a phone. And you can tell like he's like angry and also he's like scared because he doesn't know what he's.
Yeah, like he doesn't know. Like, yeah, that's gotta be a weird situation. It's like, spot to be in. Yeah, like
you can tell the guy. Yeah, it's angry, but he's also like, I don't know what I'm supposed to expect. Like. Who's gonna be here?
Yeah.
And he started going like that, and you can just see this thing, I guess. This like on the.
It's like a glare, right? Like you.
Yeah,
you
like there was this like
light on eyes.
Yeah, and like there's these two piercing eyes just looking at him, and like it's something with hair, and like it's just like on the.
Very
not
corner.
roof on the ceiling, I guess. Like just like looking at him like that, and he's like, no, fuck this. So he
ran. He books it.
Yeah, he booked it, dude. Fuck it, dude. If I see some shit like that, like, dude, I'll book it too.
Have you ever experienced anything paranormal like that? Like, I don't know. Have you ever had some sort of experience?
I'm probably gonna bite my tongue because of this, but I've never done it, and I kind of want to. I want to experience something paranormal. I'm saying this right now, like, with light and whatnot, and like being all brave, but like the moment it happened, I'll be crying, like, oh, like shit.
Yeah.
Like, how can I explain this with science? And I'm a science guy. I'm a logical. I'm a skeptical. If I cannot measure or see it, like. I just don't buy it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't buy it. I don't believe in it.
There's something else.
If it's something is tangible, like, yeah, sure. But something paranormal like that, no. I have experienced like different kind of like scary things. For example, you know, like, have you heard the quote that says everyone is an atheist until the plane like starts falling?
I don't know. I haven't heard that saying, but I mean it's a
yeah. Everyone's an atheist until the plane starts crashing.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
So a couple of summers ago, man, I was flying from Dallas to Guadalajara, man, and like an hour into the trip, like kind of start smell like burnt, like. And people start like talking and whatnot, like what's going on here?
Yeah, because I mean, smelling burn in a plane is like, very.
Oh, bro, like
it's either bomb or fucking.
Yeah, it's a red flag, dude.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it's like it's a bad indicator. It's some bad juju there. So like, there's this sweet old lady sitting next to me. She was going to Mexico for like some business in an avocado.
You meet all sorts of interesting people from
I met
Mexico. It's from U.S. to Mexico.
I meet weirdos, man, but it's because I'm a weirdo myself. Yeah. But I remember the pilot like just speaking on the speaker, I guess, and like he was like, "Attention passengers, like came to my attention. We have a little problem, so we're gonna turn around, and it's closer for us to go back to Dallas than continue our trip to Guadalajara. It's like somewhat like he made it sound like it was like somewhat like a semi-common problem, and like we could have." Landed safely in Guadalajara. It's just protocol that we need to turn around. So it was an electrical fire. And like it was so scary because like he said like there's a small electrical fire. I'm like, you said fire. Like that that's freaking me out. So this lady next to me is hyperventilating, dude. And like she's like, yeah, dude. Like she was like, oh my god, we're all gonna die. So like,
wow, you start seeing people's reaction.
Freaking out, bro. And like, you know what was my first thought? I should have bought that bottle at the airport. I should have. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're I would have just chugged that.
Yeah. You're like,
but like,
I need some alcohol right now.
Like I turn around.
They should have given everybody like shots.
Yeah. Well, they pay for our food, and like
Bitch, you better get me spoiled. This might be my last meal.
Yeah, it's exactly. Well, they gave us the meal like once we were back in Dallas. Like,
so now you get to eat it, because we know that you can pay it.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. What's it called? So I grab this lady by the hands. I'm like, ma'am, like we're gonna be okay. By the second, we're getting closer and closer to Dallas. Don't worry. The captain said like we'll be fine, and we turn around. We're less than an hour away from Dallas. Like, hold it together. And she's like, oh, thank you, Kate, and whatnot. I'm like, ma'am, I swear if you freak out, I will freak out too. So remain calm. Like, I don't want to freak out. Like, the moment I freak out, I'm gonna lose it. Like it's a awkward situation, but like we need to stay put, and we're coming back to Dallas. You just have to have.
Well,
that
and
mentality.
it's also a good thing. It talks about. It talks good about you as a human. You know, just you understand. It's like, bitch, there's no time to be selfish. Everybody's in the same situation. We need to be, calm and appreciate and loving and help each other out.
Like, we're not gonna amount anything if we freak out right now.
Yeah, you're gonna make things worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have this other scary story, and like, this is a fucked up.
So you made it home. You made it to
I made
Dallas,
it home. Like,
obviously.
I made it back to Guadalajara, and like,
I'm not just seeing a figment of your fucking my imagination here.
Just like,
you didn't like land in Bermuda or something.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, the Bermuda Triangle, really weird spot in the world, I guess. But I made it to Guadalajara later on, like 4 hours later than I was expecting, and like my aunts were like, "What happened?" And when I was like, "Dude, the plane nearly fucking crashed with me on top of it," and they're like, "You're kidding?" I'm like, "No," like, I was trying not to freak out, but in the inside, I was freaking out, bro. Like, I'm like, "Fuck, bro!" Like,
this plane falls and
we're so far up, bro. We're going so fast, dude. Like, nos va a hacer mierda.
Yeah,
like,
you won't. I don't even think you'll feel it.
Yeah.
The impact is just so fucking.
I want to believe
insane.
that like I would not put a mask on like if we're crashing, because like I feel like the lack
just
of
be
oxygen
praying.
will make me just pass out and just not feel it.
Maybe that's what maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like some sort of fucking. Not just oxygen. Maybe there's some sort of relaxant.
Oh yeah, totally. Have you heard the theory that like they put like gas in those masks that just gets you high and like more susceptible to the idea that you're dying? Like, okay, I'm cool with this.
Really?
Like, it's a theory. I'm not sure if it's true.
I guess I've never asked myself what the fuck though they actually put, if it's actually oxygen what they're giving you on those planes. That's a good question.
Even for myself as a chemist, dude, like there's so many guys that are like odorless. Like, so many, bro. From like poisons to like oxygen, for example, or nitrogen. 70%.
That's scary.
70% of the air we're breathing right now is nitrogen. People think like, oh, we're breathing oxygen. I'm like, technically we're breathing mostly nitrogen, but there's like 20% of oxygen in the air.
Yeah.
And like, and people seem to be like impressed. Like, oxygen is very combustible. Like, it helps combustion. Like,
you need it. You need it to create fire.
So if there's like a good source of oxygen and like there's like a fire or something, like the fire will get bigger.
Yeah,
like definitely. So like, I was just trying to put like little scenarios in my head when that was happening, and
you were like trying to solve this.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, if there's an actual fire and they put the oxygen, like what if like a small like just leak of oxygen just makes the fire like even bigger, and like we get fucked on top.
You started tripping out.
Oh, dude, yeah. Oh man,
you brought chemistry 101, like,
dude,
all
it's just
over
like
again.
That's the way I think, dude. Like I'm a very logical person, and
that's funny. I mean, in a good way.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Because I don't have that. I'm not like, fuck, there's oxygen in the air, I'm gonna fucking explode. Like, that's just very Bruce Willis, I just like.
I mean, we can light a lighter right now, and like it's not gonna go kaboom,
Yeah.
But like, if there's like a good source of oxygen, you light it up, like the flame is gonna get way bigger, like because oxygen pretty much feeds the flame. That's what happens.
Yeah.
And oh man, what's it called? There's this other scary story, dude, and this is real, bro. This is real. It made me cry, bro. It made me fucking cry.
Of those stories, huh?
Dude,
that make you tear up a little bit.
Oh,
those
dude,
are good
it was
ones.
so scary, man. My mom and brother went to this party and they were going to stay the night there. My dad went out with his friends, I guess, because my mom was not home and like she couldn't tell him like not to go out.
Yeah.
So he went out with his
was the time to fucking get rowdy.
Yeah, dude. And he told me, he's like, I'll be back later. So, dude, I'm a fucking kid home alone, dude. I was fucking playing video games. My light was off. The TV was on, so I was just playing in the darkness video games. At this time, I'm living in this house in Mexico, and it's a big house, and like my back neighbor, like people in the neighborhood, like I've been like saying like there's rumors that like the guy's a drug lord. Like all of the windows in his house were tinted. Like
oh yeah, that's very weird.
Big. It's a red flag. Like
why are your windows tinted in a house?
Like
that's just.
What's
I mean, I like
hiding,
the privacy, but that's just very weird. Yeah.
Big SUVs. Like people stopping there and.
La Suburban Negra, the black Suburban.
Yeah, dude, and like a lot of cars like stopping at his house and just leaving. Like if they're picking something up, it's just like there's quite a bit of red flags, and like his name was Alejandro. My thing about like just meeting people, I don't ever want to meet someone that I can't unmeet. And Alejandro, it was one of those persons.
Oh
like,
shit,
bro! There was something like it will make my dad, and my dad will play it off. Like he'll be like fine to talk to the guy, but like he will always bring a very heavy vibe. Like he'll come to like outside of our house and talk to us. Like you can just feel the air just getting heavy, man. Like he would just bring like a very heavy vibe with him, and like it will make me nervous. And my mom did not like the man, and he's like, don't ever let the guy in your house. Like just pretend you're not home or whatnot. Just like don't interact with the guy. Like let your dad deal with it. Like cool. So I'm by myself, and this is like 2-3 in the morning. My parents.
I mean, like a good 8-year-old, 9-year-old. You're playing your video games at that time. If they're not home.
I was probably, I want to say like 11 or 12.
Yeah, that's perfect age to be fucking playing PS2 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I had a PS2.
Yeah.
So.
I totally understand the vibe.
This guy, and I can recall this guy telling my dad like earlier, like not that day, but like once we moved there, he was like, if you need protection, like just let me know. And
the guy told that to
my dad, and he's like, oh well, thank you for the offer. And he's like nothing happens in this neighborhood like that I don't know, and like if someone's giving you a problem, please have the confidence, the trust to come to me and let me know what's giving you a problem.
Yeah.
And like no one will ever like steal from him, dude. No one. And when someone will come and like this happened in my neighborhood, someone broke into a house, and like the guy that the thief ended up dead not so long after that. Like and we all knew like in the back of our heads what happened. Like Alejandro had to do something with it.
Yeah.
But this night, dude, I remember I was just by myself, and like my window was open, and like from my window, like you can see Alejandro's backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And like, thank goodness that only the TV was on and shit, and it was like my room is kind of dark at night. But I just heard this Alejandro screaming, really angry at someone, like saying you should not have messed with me, like repeatedly. And like I turned off the TV automatically. I crawl under like the window, and I was just listening, and I can hear Alejandro's beating someone, like beating him up.
Damn.
So I'm like fucking scared, dude. Like the guy's just straight up telling the fucking someone that like he fucked up and whatnot, and like I hear the guy like not screaming, but like I don't know, like whining,
like whimpering almost.
Like whimpering, yes. Yeah. And like I could tell it was a young person.
Oh shit.
Like obviously older than me at the moment, but like it was a young person, a younger person than him.
Teen guy, like, probably.
I'm like, fuck, dude. Fuck. And like Alejandro keeps yelling at this poor guy. Like he should not have messed with him. Like he fucked with the wrong dude and whatnot. And like now he's paying for it. I hear, bro, like a lead pipe, like just being dragged. And like I hear the guy whimpering, and I'm like, holy fuck, dude. And I just hear a big fucking hit. And there was just silence. So I just sat there like just completely creeped out, dude. And like
you knew what had happened.
Oh, bro, I'm like, dude, someone tried to steal, someone tried to fuck over Alejandro, and they didn't know what kind of man he was.
Yeah.
He got in some fucked up shit, and like Alejandro just I don't know if he offed him there or like what happened to the guy. I never heard.
I
the
mean,
news.
whatever you
Like,
want to believe, bud.
yeah,
Whatever.
yeah. Like in my head, I want to say like he just roughed him up real good, but like I don't know, dude. There was silence after that. I'm like, fuck, dude, that's tough. Then my dad comes, like I'm still like in the same position. I go back to my bed. I turn on the TV. I didn't want to. I just want some sort of noise, just to like
Distraction.
keep me from my own thoughts.
Yeah.
My dad comes in and like, you know, he's a little happy and shit. Like he's like, hey, how you doing? Like you're up and like it's late. It's like 3 in the morning, 3, 4 in the morning, and like I just started crying, dude. Like, and he's like, what happened? Like what's going on? And like he sober up like that. He's like, what's going on? And like I couldn't talk. I'm like, I couldn't talk. I was crying.
You
He's
didn't
like,
even know what had happened.
yeah,
probably.
yeah. And like
you
I
just didn't
told my
know how to
dad what
explain.
happened, and he's like, okay, man. Like, why don't you think of calling me? I would have come right away. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And he's like, okay, it's cool. Like
Yeah.
you're fine now. You're fine now. And like, yeah, dude, that was some scary stuff, bro. Like I still remember it, and like I'm like, oh, like did I just hear a guy off in another guy? Like, and my dad told me the same thing. Do not talk to this guy. Do not ever
avoid him.
do not ever let him in, like in the house if we're not here. Like if he comes and like says he's looking for me, like I don't know, just tell him the truth and whatnot. Like this is a guy you don't mess with. Like why you're telling me like happened actually, like don't be that guy pretty much. Like don't be the guy that gets on Alejandro's wrong side.
Yeah.
Just straight up. And like, yeah, I don't know if Alejandro died. Like I haven't seen him in years. Every time I go back to Mexico and I pass by my old house, like I don't know, it's a new owner and whatnot. I don't know what happened to him. Like
So much
yeah.
story in Mexico houses.
Oh, dude, it's just like, oh man, like it was so. I remember I was playing with my cousins like some soccer, and I fucking kicked the ball to the fucking yard.
Oh.
And I was like, fuck, dude, I don't want to go and talk to this guy.
You're like, fuck that ball.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Fuck
like, sorry
that
guys,
ball.
we're not playing.
It's
And like, he like tossed it back. He tossed it back. Like the next day it was there. Like I'm like, oh, he'd return it, but like there's no way I would go and like. And every time I would like put a ball there, I would never go and like he'll return it. But yeah, dude, I will never ever go to like knock on his door like, hey, my ball is there. Like, can I come in like to grab it?
We've all had to do that at some point.
Oh yeah, dude. Or like break a window. You
Oh,
never broke a
fuck,
window
dude.
when you were a kid.
Yeah. All sorts of shit.
Oh
shit.
man.
Well, Fonzie, it's minute 30. Hour 30, sorry. Usually the podcasts go for about an hour.
Yeah.
And well, let's start wrapping this up.
Yes.
I told you if you had a song for
Yes.
this section that we like to call What's Your Bop? So Fonzie, tell me, what is your bop of the week? Do you need, I know you wrote it, so I don't know.
Oh, my bop?
Yeah.
My bop, my song is I Wouldn't Want to Be Like You by the Alan Parsons Project. It's groovy, it's funky. I'm into that kind of music.
Yeah, same. I like it.
Yeah, and that's my recommendation. Like, if you have the opportunity, go to Spotify, go to YouTube, just type I Wouldn't Want to Be Like You by the Alan Parsons Project, and I'm pretty sure you have a good time. It's good. It's a good time.
You heard it here. The one that I have is one of Jay Cortez's new songs.
Jay Cortez, he came out with a new song?
Well, I think it's semi-new.
Okay.
Fiel. It's like
I haven't heard it.
It's good. It's Jay Cortez. Wisin and Yandel now are back apparently, so they joined forces with Jay Cortez. So yeah, they're in that song, and yeah, I recommend you guys listen to it if you guys like reggaeton. If you don't, well, it's good if you are going to work out, you know, just trying to like drink some beers in the afternoon. I don't know. It's just a great song. Fonzie, do you want to share your social media for people to hit you up?
Yeah, why not?
If you want, I'm never forcing anybody, you know.
You can look me up on Instagram at FonzieDP.
Okay.
Just look me up, Fonzie with Z, and like I'm there. I don't. it's not like an email. Like if I get an email, I'll try to answer. But like if you send a message, like I'll see it eventually. Yeah. I think you yourself, like myself, like are melomaniacs. You're into like you enjoy music. You enjoy music.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Well, me too. And I don't know. I'm a vinyl collector. I love collecting vinyls. Is my thing. Like I get a vinyl, I go home, I put it on. I don't do anything. I just sit down and listen.
That's honestly a great thing to do.
Yeah, like I don't know,
a great
crack
thing
open
to
a
do.
beer. I like smoke a doobie. Like I love to sit down and just enjoy music by how it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, like I have a vast vinyl collection. I don't know if you're into it. Like
I don't own one, but I do want one. Yes, and I would like
record
to.
Player?
Yes, a record player, and I've looked at them. On secondhand stores and all over the place, but no, yeah, they definitely do get my attention just because I same thing, you know, I can get lost in just listening to music,
and that's what I'm asking. Like I've been knowing you for all these years, and like I've noticed like, oh, this guy like just enjoys music.
I love it. And it's it's colorful. It's just colorful, you know. Yeah, you know, so there's music to me is like in different colors, so yeah, it's just great to chill back.
Oh yeah, dude, and like you should have my house. Like I prefer to have something on than just silence.
Yeah,
I like to like, it doesn't matter what the vibe of the day is, just to have like some music on. And like definitely a record player is an investment. They're expensive, but and like records themselves are pretty expensive. Like but it's a cool hobby, man. And like one of the latest vinyls I got, it was actually Por Siempre by Bad Bunny.
Oh, really?
Dude, you were never ever going to believe where I found it. I found it in, like, Walmart. Like,
really?
I was like, damn, these people, like, not only they sell vinyls, but also, like, they sell Bad Bunny vinyls. Like,
yeah, no, that's the cool thing about those things, that you can find. You don't have to listen to fucking...
like oldies.
Yeah, oldies, some fucking blues or jazz from the 1920s. No, you can jam out to new music as well.
Oh man, like I have a quite variety. Like I have from like Tupac to like
that's awesome.
Beatles, Rolling Stones, David Bowie, Kanye West, what's it called? The Weeknd, Bob Marley. I just have everything. I love music. And yeah, just like as much as I love scary stories, I love tunes, dude. I love jamming out in the car. Like I love jamming out like at home. Like yeah. But that song, I Wouldn't Want to Be Like You, is very close to my heart. My good homie who recently passed away gave me that vinyl when he moved to Boulder. He sent me a vinyl from a couple vinyls from Boulder. And like, that song is just, it's a cool vinyl. It's groovy, man. And I'm like, oh man, this song slaps. It just
literally
slaps.
slaps.
A bop. It's a bop. So yeah, it's close to my heart, and it's a bop. I definitely listen to it before I go out just to get in the groove. Oh, totally, man. Totally. Yeah.
Well, with that being said, Fonzie, thank you so much for being in this show.
Thank you for having me.
I've been trying to have you for a while. And before I do the whole moving process, I wanted to make sure to get you in here. Just because I just appreciate you. I respect you, and I think obviously I invite people that I think have some interesting things to share.
Oh man, you're a cool dude, man. You're a cool dude. Like I was looking forward to this. It was chill.
Well, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This has been Yoking Around, episode 31. Yeah. See you next time and stay weird.
Make sure you subscribe too.
Yeah, please.
Thumbs up the video. Yes.